Hello. This is my old phone, S21 Ultra. I really like the phone, but I don't like the case at all. And it's the only kind of case you can have, really, because if you want to use the stylus, you have this external sort of contraption. Not as good as on the newer phones. I'd really quite like one of the new phones, to be honest.
Special delivery.
Ooh, I wonder what's in this. So there's the S21 Ultra and its box and case. That's not the original case, but it's the same design as the original one. The original one's a bit sticky. It's got a kind of a stickier feel to it, but it all rotted away. So I bought this alternative case, which is the same dimensions as the original, but a more robust material. Pull here to reveal something epic. Okay. Welcome to the box inside a box. Okay. So this comes with a case, vegan leather case, and a screen protector. Does that mean it doesn't have the screen protector installed already? And the phone itself. So we have here the S24 Ultra, so 3 years newer than the previous phone. Do not accept a seal broken. Anything in here? No charger, of course, but that's fine. Quick start guide and guarantee in multiple languages. Tells us how to insert the SIM, and of course what we'll need to do is copy over all the data from the old phone. And it does come with USB-C to C cable. Is there an on-the-go adapter? Nope. And the release pin. Now, of course, these more modern phones don't have an SD card. They only have the SIM. Right, this colour I think was green. It's just about green. Right, and there's protective cover over the front. So no, it does not appear to have a screen protector. This has got a very flat, non-rounded display, whereas the previous one has curved edges here, which make fitting a screen protector really hard on this older model. The S Pen on this one, is stored internally, so we don't have that clunky external case. That looks good, though this is not the rechargeable type of S Pen, is it? This is not as intelligent as one of the ones on the Note models, I think. I like the way that clicks in and out, that feels good. These corners, I worry that they may be susceptible to damage. The older model has much more curved edges. If you drop that, it's likely to hit a corner. The camera arrangement is very similar to the previous model, except that there's a protrusion here, sort of protecting all the camera bulges, and there isn't on the new one, so we really will need to get that case. So the colour all becomes a little bit irrelevant when it's put in the case anyway. Okay, so it's made so that the top and bottom there protrude from the glass. So if it falls on a flat surface, hopefully they'll give it a little bit of protection against the surface. But they're not going to do a huge amount for you if you drop the phone on something at a nasty angle. I seem to have accidentally switched the phone on, so we'll see what it does. So it's come with 52% charge. That's enough to get going. Add a SIM to connect to a mobile. Right, so let's do that then, for which it needs to be back out of the case. The SIM tray looks so similar to the old one, I wouldn't be surprised if it was possible to swap it right over, but let's not do that. Okay, SIM inserted. Now it can go with its new case. English United Kingdom. You have to agree to everything. So this is where you copy your settings from your old phone. Right, we'll do that and we'll come back shortly. Okay, I've copied everything across. It looks like the colours are much more muted on the S24 Ultra than the S21. That may be intentional, but do you know what I mean? Look, the reds are just not as vibrant. I don't know what the reasoning is behind that. Maybe it's something that can be adjusted. Now, I think it's a major fail that they haven't included the screen protector. One came in the package, but it's not installed, so we've got to do that now. I think it's a twin pack of screen protectors in here, but I'm sure you've done this yourself. It's hellish. You can get air bubbles in there, and it can be really hard to do a good job of putting a screen protector on. You know, on the day you get a new phone, you do not need the grief of having to work out how to do a screen protector install. Okay, so it says we start by removing these stickers, which are stuck to me, and install that. Right, we use a dust removal sticker, but I'll do that moments before I'm ready to fit this. Right, there's a twin pack, so we're doing one of these. So you remove this label, rotate it, and align it with the points here. Squeeze this bit. Right, so you lift this and get it started. There we go. Then rotate the phone and do the same the other way. And now take this off. Well, it fell off. And then take off the top cover. And it should be perfect. But I think I have an absolutely microscopic bubble just about there on the edge. Oh well. Maybe I can push it out. Likely due to a speck of dust. It's going to have to stay there. I don't think we'll see that when it's actually in use, but I think there's a microscopic dot there. Oh well, so be it. The fingerprint login did not port across from the previous phone, so I need to add that now. Still comparing it for a moment to the S21 Ultra, I think when you look at the whole package, including the S Pen, because this older one sticks out so much, the effect is that the old phone is bigger from side to side than the new one. Height's roughly the same, actually slightly bigger in that way too. But the amount of screen I get on the new one is better. So this is a win in terms of screen to cabinet ratio. And I hate devices with a really poor screen to cabinet ratio. So I think that's a win because it takes up less space and gives you more screen. But you have to be aware of these really quite pointy corners on the Ultra model. I still think the colours are a bit subdued on the new one. Maybe that's a deliberate thing, it's trying to give you a better colour gamut, but the reds look a bit punchier, I think, on the old one. Now I have had a small issue with the exact placement you need to put the new phone on a wireless charger, and I'll cover wireless chargers a little bit more later. But of course I've been merrily comparing this against the S21 Ultra, but perhaps that's not the ideal phone to compare it against. The older model has these quite rounded corners both in the phone and the case. The S24 Ultra has these quite sharp corners both on the case and the phone itself. Now, some people might be considering the S24 Plus, which has more rounded corners. Maybe that's the one I really should be comparing it against.
Special delivery.
I wonder what's in this. Let's have a look at this one. We have our S21 Ultra and an S24 Ultra, but many people will be trying to make a decision about whether they get the 24 Ultra or the 24 Plus. Let's have a look in here. Again, we need to pull here to reveal something epic. Do you know, I've just noticed the print quality on this looks like some sort of cheap Chinese knockoff. That's really quite poor. Come on, Samsung. So again, we have the screen protectors. Oh joy. A silicone case and 24 Plus. Let's open this one. So these are both light green, only the 24 is supposed to be a titanium green. The colour is pretty much similar, isn't it? I think I'll get straight on with doing the screen protector before anything else. So we should have this off to a fine art. Remove these sticky things, which then stick to your fingers. So I'm hoping to do this as quickly as possible, and so reduce the chances of any dust ingress. So when I'm going to go from this straight onto there, aligning that with a camera hole, and then go straight on with popping this apart and using the pusher. Right, So I'm not going to use the dust removal sticker if I can avoid it, because I don't think there'll be any opportunity for dust to get in here in the first place. Let's hope that works out. Okay, so that's perfectly aligned. So we should do the flip. And the same this way, so we can remove that now. I've got dust. I did get some air bubbles, but I don't think it's dust, I think it's just air bubbles. Okay, now take off the top layer. And I think I got that pretty good. I can see a microscopic line across the middle, I think, where I got into a little bit of kerfuffle going between the two sides. But it is microscopic, it's not even a bubble. Okay, but wouldn't it be better if Samsung did that and we didn't have to? This has a silicone case, which comes out the factory extremely dusty. You wouldn't want that anywhere near your phone when you're doing the screen protector. Or is it? No, it's actually just dots. Looks dirty, but it's not. Ready to go. That feels a lot like the original case the S21 Ultra did when that was new. It's a slightly rubberized feel, which is a nice feel, but they tend to rot after a while, and this will all start to break up. So that may only last a year or so. But from day one, that's quite nice. So now we can compare the Ultra and the Plus. So the Plus has what you might call a slightly more conventional curved feel to the edges. It's a slightly smaller screen, slightly shorter, very slightly narrower, about the same width. Oh good, so we can try out the issue with wireless charging on both of these and also car wireless chargers. I have this wireless charger, so I pop my old S21 Ultra on the charger, and I sit it in the middle of the phone, not getting distracted by the fact that of course there's a S Pen to the side of it, and that works reliably. But when I put the S24 Ultra on there, it doesn't work unless you shift it somewhat to the right, off centre, which is a little odd. So that got me worried about whether this will work on all wireless chargers. We tried the S24 Plus, and that works just fine. So it seems to be just the S24 Ultra that's a little bit fussy. So we went out to my cars. We've got the Hillman Avenger here. The wireless charger on this is an old one, but it's a motorized one, works quite well. So demonstrate that with the S21 Ultra, and that charges nicely. And the S24 Ultra, and that's charging nicely, and it also pairs up with the car stereo, so I can play music out of the car stereo from the phone, and also make phone calls with the Bluetooth system on there. And then the S24 Plus also works on its charger. Then moving across the Toyota Celica, this has got my favourite phone charger solution. Unfortunately, I couldn't buy another one of these when I tried to, made by Oakley. And again, that charges all three phones properly. And finally, the one we have in the Insignia. This one I'm not so keen on. It doesn't seem to work quite as reliably as it should with the S21 Ultra. So I was a little bit nervous it wasn't going to be effective with the new phones, the 24 series, but it worked reliably on both of those. So that phone charger should be fine for use with these new phones. It just doesn't like possibly the bulky case of the S21 Ultra. So I've copied all my settings over from the 21 Ultra to the 24 Ultra. We had some problems. I had shortcuts set up on this so that I could just tap one of those and it'll dial or allow me to dial and message people. And the shortcuts appeared to copy to the 24 Ultra with the Samsung's copying software, but they didn't work properly. Two of them worked and two of them were scrambled. One said it had no contact and the other was dialing one of the other contacts. So I had to delete them and put those in again. So there's something a little bit screwball about the Samsung software that copies over the sort of the screens, the default screens on there. We've not done any of the configuration yet on the 24 Plus. I quite like this silicone case on the 24 Plus, but Mrs. Video 99 says she doesn't like it one little bit. She likes to be able to see the colour of the phone, so she's going to change that later. But I think that's quite a nice feel. Of course, we've really been looking just at the physical aspects of these phones today, not their performance. You know, the 24 Ultra is a more powerful phone than the 24 Plus. It has various extra features, a better camera. So you have to decide amongst yourself whether you were happy to pay the extra for the 24 Ultra. I can also see that some people might find the Plus is a slightly nicer shape with those smooth edges rather than these sharp edges. Looking at this, the 21 Ultra feels comfortable in the pocket. I don't know why, but that just feels right. It's not uncomfortable to walk around with. The 24 Ultra, maybe because of the sharper edges, put that in and it just feels not right. It feels more, I don't know, just not so comfortable. And the 24 Plus, yes, again, no problem. So it's just the sharper edges, I think, of the Ultra. For some reason, makes it a little less comfortable if you put it in a back pocket. Mind you, less comfort could be a good thing, because if somebody stole it from you, you'd be more inclined possibly to feel that being taken out of your pocket than the smoother edges. So maybe that's a good thing. I just wanted to mention a bit of a killer app. This is only available for Android, not for iPhone, and it's called Wi-Fi Analyzer. Allows you to set up any routers and Wi-Fi repeaters you have in your property so that they're on different channels. Don't use the auto channel feature. You can set them up manually so you get good reception around your property. This is excellent. Well, hope you've enjoyed what we've been doing with these phones today. Normally on my channel I cover audio and video technology, which I suppose these sort of related to. So do watch the outro on this video and you get to see some of the things I normally get to play with. I'll do plenty more content, normally on audio and video technology, in the near future. Bye for now.